What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on some audio that I ran across, well, not just audio, but some video of Chris Mullins talking about Michael Jordan when in '84, Mike was a junior in college. Was he a junior? Yeah. I think Mike was a junior, right? So, and then Chris Mullins and Mike played on. They played some exhibition games against NBA All Stars, and I remember these days, like when the college guys used to get to play against the NBA guys. Man, that was back in the day. That was a big deal, right? And so Chris Mullins was on one of the teams that Mike played on, and he was telling uh the guys from All the Smoke, who was that? Jackson, Steven Jackson, and I forgot the other guy name. But anyway, man, yeah, I'm gonna play that audio and let y'all hear what Chris Mullins had to say about Michael Jordan back in '84. Let me see, I'll pull it up here.
That was Michael, Patrick, Sam Perkins, Wayman, Tisdale. He played the bass guitar backwards. Lefty.
Tisdale.
Right?
Tisdale was dope.
That was Michael's ultra coming out party.
Yeah.
We were all in the same high school class. I had saw Michael the first time in the McDonald's All-American game. '84, we played 8 exhibition games against NBA teams.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at those rosters, it was Magic,
Yeah.
Isaiah,
Yeah.
McHale,
Bird.
all the top guys. were
Yeah.
playing. And almost every night, Michael was the best player by far as a junior in college.
That is crazy, right? As a junior in college, they knew Mike was that dude as a junior in college. And so, like I said, I remember watching those games. Magic and Bird and McHale and them was playing against Mike and Wayman Tisdale. Wayman Tisdale was somebody else who he was bad too. Well, all of them was bad. Wayman Tisdale played at was it Oklahoma? He played at Oklahoma. He was that dude. I remember one game in college. Wayman Tisdale scored like 63 points. This was in college, man. On a low post, Wayman Tisdale was just unstoppable when he was in college. Then you had Sam Perkins on that team with Michael Jordan. He also played at North Carolina with Michael Jordan. Chris Mullin came from St. John's. And Chris Mullins wasn't no bum either. Chris Mullins was like a 3-time Big East Player of the Year. Man. And that was a hell of a team. And they went up against Magic in an exhibition game. Magic, Bird, McHale. You heard him, man. And then Isaiah was on the team when they went up against him. And man, Mike was that dude. I remember one play, Mike came down on a fast break, and Magic was back there. You know, I guess he called himself trying to play defense, but Magic couldn't get back fast enough because Mike took off like right inside that free throw line, man, and just dunked the ball. He flew and just dunked the ball. And Magic came out. Magic was like, "Did you see where that guy took off from?" Even, man, you know what? From day one, Mike just hit the ground running. Everybody knew that Mike was special. He hit the ground running. You talking about a dude, Michael Jordan, who had a 48-inch vertical. And I just recently found out that Mike also had 4.3 speed. So at 6'6", he got a 48-inch vertical leap. Then on top of that, the guy's 4.3, that's world-class speed. World-class speed, man. And so looking back on it, it just like Mike was just destined to be that dude. You know, that just everything that happened was just magical for Mike. You could not have, if you had written a story or written a script for somebody that was going to be great, you couldn't have written a script any better than like what Mike did. even like his freshman year at North Carolina when he hit that jumper in the corner against Georgetown to beat Georgetown and for the championship, man. That was a great team that they had. They had Sam Perkins, All American. What was the other guy? James Worthy, All American. Their guard was this dude named Jimmy Black. He was nice. They had Doherty. I don't know. I think his name was Matt Doherty. I'm thinking Matt Doherty was there at that time. Who else they had? Man, that team, that North Carolina back in the days used to be so tough and so deep, especially. And then on top of that, you had James Worthy. Like James Worthy was the man on campus before Mike got there. And so, like Chris Mullin said, Mike played against all them guys in college, and most nights Mike was better than them. That's just mean. That's mean for real. You got a guy that's in college, and you know what? That might have been the reason why, like Isaiah and Mike really didn't get along because Isaiah was like, man, this young dude is just getting entirely too much. He getting entirely too much attention. Um, well, and I don't want to say it was just that. I just think that Isaiah was just he was somebody who was very competitive too. I just heard John Sally just said that Isaiah was like in the same class as like Mike and Kobe when it came to like being like had that killer mentality, just wanted to destroy you, and so Isaiah was like that too. And so it's to me it's only natural that Mike and Isaiah would bump heads, because Isaiah was just he was just he was just a feisty, determined killer, just like Mike. It's just that Mike had a 48-inch vertical, could run a 4.3, 4.3 40 man, world class athlete. Mike had no holes in his game, the most fundamentally sound. You know what? And you have so many people, not just Chris Mullins, but you have so many people that just said that Mike, man, was that dude. And you can't really, like what is everybody line? Like everybody's exaggerating. Most people who played with Mike and seen Mike, man, that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna just say that Mike was that dude. And yeah, I do remember watching those games, those exhibition games, the NBA All Stars versus the college All Stars. That was, I mean, that was big. I don't know why that they don't continue to do that now. I guess because of like the one and dones and stuff like that. But that's when college basketball was pumped. Then you had the NBA was had really like was on the upswing. That's when Magic and Bird was doing their thing in the NBA. They had the NBA on the come up at that time. And so really Magic and Bird was just setting the stage for Mike. Just like Chris Mullins said, most nights when they played those exhibition games, Mike was that dude. He he was the man on the team. And that's, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, man. I still watch those highlights and I still, just in amazement as to what Mike used to do against other professional athletes. He playing against other professional athletes and just making them look like it was like a man amongst boys. Mike was just making them just looking like a bunch of rookies. And this was like from day one. Like I said, Mike hit the ground running. And so Chris Mullins, his statements here is just one of many, as far as like guys who just think that Mike was that dude. Mike definitely was that dude. And Chris Mullins just, I didn't need to hear this, but man, I'm just saying it's good to hear, stories like this, and guys just keeping it real, just letting you know that Mike was the truth, you know. And Mike, he don't toot his own horn or nothing like that. He just got so many of his peers, it's not even his fans, man. It's what's his peers. That's To me, that's the ultimate compliment when your peers come out and vouch for you, man, that you are the best. So Mike was that dude, and so that's my take on it. Um, like I said, I can never get enough of these stories. Like I like to hear these stories about Mike, what Mike was doing back in the day. And yeah, man, Mike was that dude. So that was my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.